So Newcastle United are through to the FA Cup quarter-finals after a penalty shootout win over Blackburn Rovers. It was a night that Newcastle made very difficult for themselves, as truth be known. They took a 1-0 lead in the second half through Anthony Gordon, but really they should have been down at half-time. Blackburn were brilliant in the first half. They really showed that, that they had a well-drilled plan. And, Martin Dubravka made a few saves in the first half compared to Newcastle, who didn't test the pairs at all in that first period. We've seen with Nottingham Forest, on Boxing Day in Bournemouth, Luton more recently, that if a team can come with a solid plan, be good defensively against Newcastle, and they can really cause some problems. And they did that today. Blackburn were very good. Sammy Smodics, he was very good up front and probably should have put them ahead in the first half. Newcastle, as I said, lucky to go into the break for the first 45 level. And then you think, right, this is the time for Newcastle to really, stamp their authority on the game, show why they are the Premier League team. And they sort of did that. They can't really say that Newcastle didn't control the game, because they did. They had lots of possession, lots of the ball, but Blackburn, probably had the better chances, especially in that first half. But then they get the lead through Anthony Gordon. It was a well-worked goal. Almiron passed it across to Gordon. Gordon just swept it home, and it was a great finish. And to be fair, at that point, you think, right, Newcastle have got themselves ahead. Maybe not deserved, but they got themselves ahead. They're going to press on, and they're going to do something in this game. And that didn't happen. Blackburn, to be fair, their credit, didn't let them do that. Blackburn were really good, and they deservedly got an equaliser. Poor mistake from Jamal Lascelles. Dubravka made a great save initially, but then Smodics was there to tap the ball home. And then all of a sudden, Newcastle's good work is undone, and they have to go in the last 10 minutes level, and deserve it, really deservedly so from the home side. I can't give them enough credit. They were brilliant. And then you think, right, Newcastle, again, you think this is the time to press home advantage, and they simply didn't. They dominated extra time, possession wise. You can't deny that, but yeah, they couldn't make their possession count. Newcastle, they really should have scored in extra time. First, Bruno has a shot blocked off the line, and Barnes can't follow it up. And it was a couple of really big missed chances for Newcastle throughout the game, that which would be a bit of a worry for Eddie Howe. But they got penalties, but it's a lorry, the penalties. I keep saying "but" a lot, because that feels like what the story of is. Newcastle do something well, but this happens, and it was like one step forward, two steps back, and then you think, Newcastle tonight. We've been here so many times. Newcastle fans, journalists, anyone surrounding the club who's been here, who's supported them for a while, will know what happens in Newcastle United penalty shootouts. We all remember the Chelsea game not too long ago. We all know what happens when Newcastle feel like they should win a cup tie, especially at Ewood Park. But fortunately, this time the lottery was on their side, and they won the game. And it was purely down to Martin Dubravka. He made two really good saves, especially the last one to tip it on the ball. So it was a brilliant stop. Harvey Barnes, the only one to miss for Newcastle. That was a weak penalty, but Fabian Schär, he set the tone with his early penalty. It was brilliant. Bruno Guimaraes, he scored his penalty. Harvey Barnes missed the second one. Sorry, Bruno Guimaraes scored his penalty. Ellie Anderson scored his penalty. And Anthony Gordon, like he did against Bournemouth, just quickly took his penalties, scored it. There were really good penalties from Newcastle, to be fair. And yeah, they progress through to the FA Cup quarter-final. I mean, one of them one's a cup game. The result is the only thing that matters, and in truth, that is true. The result is the only thing that matters right now. Newcastle, whatever happens to the performance, the book will say they're through to the next round. But it was another night where fans watching at home, and Eddie Howe will have lots of things to worry about, because they weren't at their best. They weren't brilliant. Blackburn really, really played very well and nullified them, and countered and attacked well. Now with Wolves at the weekend, that's a massive game. Wolves have left Newcastle on the table. If Wolves sneak a win there at St James Park, which no more fortress St James Park, teams are finding it easy to play there at the minute. Then Newcastle are looking very dangerous. But the one thing they can say is they are in the FA Cup quarter final, and with Coventry City already through, there is a potential for a lower league team. Obviously, the Wednesday game still to come. There could be a couple of shocks, but yeah, it'll want to reflect on from Eddie Howe. But realists, you've got two ways of looking at it. One, Newcastle through to the FA Cup quarter final, job done. If you'd said that before before Newcastle kicked off, you would have took that. Is their performance is a bit of a worry? Possibly. Is the manner of how open they are and how many chance people can, play really easily against them. If you just defend well, Newcastle look very limited in attack, and if you can take, a counter well, the speed of the defence can get at. So it's another one. It's one that Eddie Howe will reflect on, fans will reflect on. Is it worry? Yes. Are Newcastle through the next round? Yes. That seems to be the message of the day. Cup games are sometimes not about the performance and simply about the result. The performance will be worrying, but at the end of the day, the result is all that matters. And Newcastle United are through to the FA Cup quarter-finals with a penalty shootout victory over Blackburn Rovers.